Hi, thank you for clicking on the video, and I hope everyone is doing really well. So today I want to talk about binging, and more specifically, my current and ongoing struggle with binge eating disorder, as well as bulimia, which entails a binge purge pattern. I have come a long way from anorexia, bulimia, and binge eating disorder. Through my eating disorder recovery journey, I have kind of graduated from one disorder to the next, and eventually I found myself choosing recovery. That doesn't mean the instant you choose recovery, your eating disorders and your bad behaviors suddenly disappear. It doesn't work that way. It's an ongoing, everyday struggle. Some days are easier than others. Some days don't even have an ounce of struggle in them, and they're just easy, free-flowing, and I eat and live like a normal person. And then there are days that are just too overwhelming and things happen. This video is going to focus on binging and my current struggles. I think we can all agree 2020 has been quite the emotional roller coaster. I have found myself at times being an emotional overeater. I sometimes eat my emotions if I feel stressed, if I feel anxious, if I feel sad, if I feel any sort of dip in my emotional scale, I sometimes will eat those feelings. So I'm already feeling super down in general. Overeating and then beating yourself up for overeating just leads to negative body image and inner dialogue with myself of just kind of being really mean to myself. I can sit here and say for the most part, the way I speak to myself is generally positive, but I do have those moments in time where I just fall and I hit a low point. This year has had a lot of low points. I think we all know what we're talking about here. It's in those moments of just feeling completely overwhelmed that I forget to listen to my body. In fact, I blatantly ignore my fullness and hunger cues, and I just eat to fill the sad void. And it's really embarrassing. I preach, take care of yourself, and then I didn't take care of myself. But I'm only human, and humans make mistakes. I've come to a point where I'm really good at recognizing my emotional triggers, and now it's kind of like, okay, I mastered that step, check. Now I need to work on, in those moments of negativity and lowness, focus more inward, work through the emotions, and then listen to my body even when it's really hard. Because in those moments, I'm telling you, it's really hard to listen to your body. You've got all this conversation in your head of negativity. It's hard to then listen to your organs and internal organs speaking to you, saying, hey, I'm full, we hurt, please stop. I'm hurt emotionally, so I might as well make my body hurt. I don't know if anyone else experiences that, but it's kind of like self-punishing, self-deprecation, just like, I might as well go all out. I'm going to use food to punish my emotions. I know what emotions and feelings push me to make some poor eating choices, but I also have to ask myself, why is it that I suddenly have this insatiable hunger? Like food will not satisfy. Like I'm just so hungry even after I'm like painfully full. And then I recognize my fullness cues because I'm in pain. Has the stress and anxiety that I have been feeling made me not have an appetite, therefore eating less? And then all of a sudden the emotions I'm feeling are so overwhelming that I suddenly realize how hungry I am all at once and I go overboard? This is a question that I have to ask myself, and I have to look back and think over, okay, what have I been eating? What has my appetite been like? Yeah, you're right. I didn't have an appetite for like 2 weeks. I really was under eating. No wonder it was hard for me to stop when I started eating X, Y, and Z. Could it be hormones? Around that time of the month, or around the time of the month when my body is like preparing for that time of the month, I suddenly get more cravings for, ice cream and chocolate and chips and all of those things. I don't eat them because I don't have them in the house normally. And then I'll buy them because you know what? I deserve it. I am bleeding out of my you-know-where. So yeah, I deserve a few pints of ice cream. I think so. And then I just eat them all, and I eat all the chips, and I eat all the salt, and I eat all the sugar, and I eat it all. Just because your hormones are running wild does not mean you give up on your body and you make unhealthy food choices. I've mastered the ability to recognize my emotional cues and triggers. It's time to listen to my body, both through hunger and fullness cues and also hormonal, and recognizing patterns that happen. Is this happening every month? Is it happening the same week every month? It's really informative and helpful to tap into those patterns and act accordingly. The next thing to look at is what's happening in life. Shit happens. So you're going through a hard time, which currently, personally, I am. It's about managing and working through what's happening and coping with what is happening in your life in a healthy way. Just because crap is happening to you does not give you an excuse to treat yourself like crap. But it's also not an excuse to beat yourself up. I definitely know that's an area that I need to work on. I have come so far that I will fight every single day to not go back to the way I used to be. I will fight this forever if I have to, and that there's a possibility that that will happen. It's important to accept that a binge happened or a binge started and you stopped it. You have to accept that it happened. The question is, how is that going to affect your life going forward? It was really only a setback if you let it continue, if you let the pattern of destructive behavior continue. You can either let it continue and it get worse and worse and worse and you just fall back into a bad place, or you can accept that it happened and move on and go right back to making healthier, wiser decisions when it comes to your health and wellness. It's up to you. At the end of the day, when it comes to taking care of me, I hold the power. When it comes to taking care of you, you hold the power. You have the choice. I have the choice. It really comes down to, what choice am I going to make? Life happens. Shit happens. People make mistakes. I make mistakes. I screw up. I don't treat myself, with love and care all the time. I mess up. I do. I'll admit it. It's embarrassing, but I admit it. But does that mean that I wallow in it and say, I guess this is my life now? No, I always have the choice to go back to healthier, wiser choices, as do you. So, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you did not enjoy this video, you can give it a thumbs down. That is cool too. I don't mind. If you are not subscribed already, please consider subscribing and be sure to hit the notification bell to stay notified of all future uploads. And a big thank you to everyone who has subscribed thus far. I really do appreciate it, so thank you so much. If you have any comments, questions, video suggestions, anything at all, feel free to leave that in the comment section below. Be sure to go follow me over on Instagram, and I will see you next time. Bye!